every
But
single
I'm in
day.
committee at 2 o'clock Tuesday, all day long. I cannot answer my phone in committee, okay?
As would the rest of us.
Okay, so,
Thank you.
well, whatever you
Okay,
want to do,
second
okay? You're
point.
gonna do what you want anyway. However, I appreciate the public's comment, but the public needs to know that when we started this thing, and it went on from last year, we have subcommittees that we're supposed to do. We weren't allowed to do our subcommittees. The chair took over. Rep. D. came in last time when we did the budget, and he said, "My numbers," not the subcommittee numbers. So I tend to disagree the way you're running this process.
Point
And
of
that's all.
order.
It's not personal,
You are
it's
out
the
of
public.
line. Oh, my
And you
goodness.
stay out of it, because you always stick your nose in it. And I'll tell you like it is. And
I believe I'm on this
I take
delegation.
offense at we're talking to administration and our managers,
Representative
because that's all you've done.
Control.
I am
yourself.
controlled, but you shut me off and you won't let me speak because you know you're wrong.
Representative Fields.
You do it every time.
And a second on the floor. Would you speak to the motion?
I'm not afraid to stand up for what I believe in.
Thank you.
So anybody wants to hear it, fine. If they don't, that's fine.
Seeing that we...
But you can see, people, what we're dealing with.
Oh, my.
We got 8 or 9 people here that want to do what they want, no matter what we do. And they're supposed to be Republicans too, but yet they're not
Representative
me.
Fields, control
Well,
your...
why don't you do the process? I've been a lot longer than you.
Please stop.
Oh, stop, because you don't like to hear it.
Okay, Representative,
That makes you feel good. I've said my piece.
Representative, you have the floor.
There seemed to be a disagreement between what was reported in the newspaper as far as what the employees pay towards their health insurance. I noticed that the commissioner and the county administrator were saying that that wasn't accurate. Would it be better if we asked them what the employee co-pays are on the 3 levels? Because the newspapers get it wrong sometimes.
Sometimes they do. If she would like to respond publicly to what was different from that newspaper article to what actually is the case, that is up to you.
It is an HMO plan. That's the one thing, Ron, that he said. It is an HMO plan that all county employees are on. The rates in the newspaper, I don't have the newspaper article, and I'll assume that they are correct. And the objection is that when you say it's everyone else has to be on an HMO, but the employees get this glorious plan, it is also an HMO.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have a, yes,
Could I ask you a question?
yes, you may.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can you tell us what percent the employees do pay?
They pay, yes. They pay between 5, depending on, they pay 5% to 6.5%. And there is one employee who pays 0 for a high deductible plan that is not an HMO. It saves the county $4,000 a year for that plan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's okay. Seeing no other hands,
I would comment, I did check today with the city manager in Laconia, which is the biggest community. Employees pay 15% for their better plan. There's a lower plan where they pay a higher deductible and copay, such as the county has a lesser plan. For that, the employees pay 6% of the premium. So the city has, the employees of the city pay 15% of their health care. And it's going up 7% over the next year, not 13%.
thank you.
So they negotiate. I don't know who they use or who the county uses, but there's a market out there.
Okay, so the motion on the floor is to, per RSA 2413A, to level fund health insurance to the amount that was appropriated for 2013, to reverse the prior vote to fund longevity and sick bonuses for the employees. This is pertaining to that motion.
Yes. And I just want to say that it is, I appreciate the opinions that get stated, and to say what Laconia does for its employees or anyone else, and then to follow it with you don't know the rest or how they negotiate, but you also don't know that about the county, or what the whole compensation package is, was never contemplated by this group. has not been asked for or discussed at any time. So I just think it's important and fair for you to understand the benefits that municipal employees get in total, looking at their pay scales as well as health benefits, all the other long-term, short-term disability, life insurance, retirement, all the other means of compensation that one can put into reimbursing and compensating employees.
Thank you. That's not germane to this, however. We don't
It's
have
germane
the
to
power.
260
Right,
people
but
who
we
watch
don't
and
have
do
the
this.
power. We don't have that opportunity. All we have is a amount.
Well, I'm not going to believe that, that's not true.
All right, a motion and a second. There's been discussion. Are we ready for a vote? Do we want a roll call or a hand vote?
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Arsenal,
No.
Birchall,
Yes.
Comtois,
Yes.
Cornelius, yes. Fields,
No?
Fink,
Yes.
Greenmore,
Yes.
Gulick,
Abstain. We've already passed the budget on that basis, and I'm going to take it to the AG's office, and he'll give us an answer. We already
Luther?
have a budget.
Yes.
Raymond,
No.
Sylvia,
Yes.
Tilton,
Yes.
Dabney,
Yes.
Worsman.
Yes.
10, 2, 3, and 1 abstention.
Okay. Yes, Representative Sylvia.
If I can speak to the question about Representative Comtois attendance on phone, it's very late in the proceedings to bring an objection. Typically, if you want to talk about a courtroom setting, an objection needs to be made when it's most pertinent. You did not object last week. You saved that till this week, so it's a dead issue.
Thank you.
Okay, so,
I don't know that is there benefit to a back and forth in this?
No, it's just, well, the point is that I didn't know.
All right.
I'm not running the show. I'm not pretending to.
So we have some adjustments to the budget. Is there any other motions?
Yes, Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes.
Okay.
Representative Raymond.
You going to make a motion?
Yes, I am.
I was also going to make a motion, so
No,
Make the motion.
Go ahead,
First, go ahead.
Representative.
I'd like to make a motion that we hold off on any other votes on the budget until the legislative recess is over.
Bravo. Bravo. Second.
Motion and a second. Is there discussion? Yes.
It's an interesting concept. It probably would have been more pertinent prior to scheduling this meeting.
Well,
That's, but it seems rather sudden and not very well planned. We're spending $1,000 to sit here tonight. It doesn't seem very considerate of the taxpayers.
Thank you.
I
Representative
think if
Fields.
we're gonna be worried about the taxpayer, we've had more than our share of meetings that we did. However, I have to agree with Representative Raymond for the fact that we all knew vacation was coming in the calendar at the House. So we did know that, and this was well planned by whoever. So we shouldn't have even been here during our vacation. So we're giving up our vacation, and that's what we had to do. I mean, I had to cancel a trip I was going to. So, you know, you name it, I made sure I was here.
Thank you. We appreciate you being
You're
here.
welcome.
Representative Greenwood.
Yeah, I only have one question. What's the issue with vacation? I didn't know that, you know, that the county had a vacation, so. And we're
No,
delegates of the county, so I don't understand what the issue is.
Maybe you should pay attention.
Yes. You want to speak to your motion? Sure.
I just feel that the constituents of the county are better represented. Most of us are here, and several people did in fact go on vacation because they realized that we were going to be at recess.
Thank you, Representative.
I agreed to this meeting because this was already posted and we had business to take care of. But I was a little troubled to see the notice for the posting for Thursday, which is the second, you know, and honestly, most people, we only got one vacation in this biennium, but their kids are on vacation. I know that Representative Hewitt's in Colorado, Representative DiMartino is in California, Representative Raymond and I were saying we don't take vacations, but I think it would be, obviously,
You're in good company.
obviously, we're here tonight, and I don't mind doing business, but I would like the people to consider that maybe doing another meeting this week would not be in the best interest of, the representation. We could do the following Monday. I was a little shocked to see we had 3 meetings in 7 days or 8 days or whatever, so that's just my thought on it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think I would agree with Rep. Arsenal on that point, and I would just like to point out that it's even. There are 2 on each side,
Not
if you want to go aside, so that there's even, you know what I mean, that the vote would not be really a misrepresentation because it's an even distribution.
It'd be on the
That's Representative Fremont.
There is another issue that we heard in the executive committee tonight, and that is that the county needs to have the TAN appropriated and worked on and done before the middle of March. So, and we need the budget done before we authorize them borrowing money, so the time is getting a little bit short.
We
So,
do need to rush this along.
so we need to rush some of this along. According to the county, they are the ones that are requiring this.
Okay, there's a motion and a second on the floor.
I suggest we rush this meeting a little.
Yep.
So,
We want to roll call
after the
it?
vote, please.
That's not fair. Incorrect information was just relayed here. And
Okay.
you're going to take action
Yeah, right.
based on it. The county absolutely disagrees that you need to have a budget adopted before the TAN can be authorized. That has never, I won't say never, because apparently it was done, lots of things have been done. But today, that is absolutely not required and will affect our ability to operate. And we in no way want you to rush through a budget using that as your excuse.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Would you repeat your motion, please?
Um,
To withhold it. Please.
Do it best I can. To, Rep. Raymond motions to hold off on any votes to the 2014 budget until after legislative recess is over. So we'll just jump in. Arsenal. Oops, sorry. What's that?
Hand vote?
Hand vote?
I prefer roll call.
He won,
Okay.
yes. Okay, Arsenal,
Yes.
Burchell,
No.
Comtois, Cormier is no, Fields,
Yes.
Fink,
No.
Greenmore,
No,
Gulick,
Abstain.
Luther,
No.
Raymond,
Yes.
Sylvia,
No.
Tilton,
No.
Redney,
No.
Worsman.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 noes, 1 abstention, 3 yes.
Motion carries. All right. Representative Abney, how'd you vote?
the motion failed.
Right, motion fails. I apologize. Motion
You
fails.
have to vote. Simple as that. They do what they want.
Yes.
Motion.
You know,
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve 2 new correctional officers. Town County Jail. We have the scenario given to us by Superintendent Ward a couple weeks ago, 1, 2, and 3, and I make that 2 positions.
So we placed in the budget 3. You want to remove just 1 of them?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a second to that?
I second that.
And, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Having toured the jail and seen the issues with, a number of issues that all need money, but the one that really stood out is in their manpower, and it hurts me to recommend additional manpower at this point because of the budget. But there are situations in there because it is an extremely difficult building to monitor with a reduced force. And I think that we could give the county for a number of reasons would be worthwhile.
Some discussion.
One of those being bracelet program, hopefully reduce load, and one be an additional guard. I believe that's the way that.
Thank you. Representative Gillick and then Representative Tilton.
I'm reminded of what Dan Ward said unequivocally about this proposal. It's not going to work unless the 27 people that he has working for him are guaranteed the benefits that were part of the commissioner's package, what they've been having. If these get taken away, this is just an exercise in something. Because it's predicated on, he said it would be very helpful, but if those benefits are taken away, if you remember, he's here, he can confirm if I'm misspeaking, but I believe it was predicated on they're getting the benefits and the pay scale that they had previously been getting, and we're offering to take that away.
Thank you. Representative Tilton, Representative Burchell, then Representative Fields.
I made the motion last time to go to the 3, and I really think that is appropriate. I don't see how, though, when we're looking at the budget and seeing what it is, and also really hearing an aside from the commissioners that the fact that we put that extra money with our intention that it's going to be more, that they're going to look at how they maybe funding some other things that we aren't funding. So even if we think we're funding 3 new personnel, there's no guarantee there will be. And likewise, while we sure hope that first one is for the bracelet program, that's not our call. And the commissioner does hire 2 and don't expand the bracelet program. The 3rd, there's never been any discussion here that I've heard of cutting salaries. For that matter, nobody is cutting benefits. We do have difference on how much the county should be able to bear as the cost of one particular benefit, the healthcare increases. So that's the only thing that is really in play. Nobody is cutting salary. Nobody is cutting benefits. We're talking about how we fund the extra that we're going to be seeing.
Thank you. Representative Burchell.
I don't like putting Superintendent Ward on the spot, but I don't see where we have a choice. I think he needs to say that Ms. Gould, Representative Gould is correct, or she's not correct.
Representative Ward. I mean,
You're moving up.
That sounds like a demotion to me.
So I'm not sure who wants me to respond.
I think the motion on the floor recognizes the incredible need you have. This delegation understands we need to fund, we desire to fund at least 2 officers for you. When we look at the budget, 3 just doesn't work. But if we put the money in, we're looking for assurances that you're going to get someone for your bracelet program, and you're going to get someone to help out with your going full-time from your 2 part-timers that are in the evening, or some other that's going to help your staff and relieve some stress in your department.
I don't have the ability to give you assurances that are outside of my pay grade. What I can tell you is that you asked me for 3 scenarios. Those scenarios are predicated on certain things happening. I very much appreciate the support of the positions. They are absolutely needed, all of you, whether it's 1, 2, or 3. I explained to you why all 3 of those positions were vital. If you're going to try to control not just costs within the Department of Corrections, but the population as well. If we get the positions authorized without, not the salary issue, but without also the issue of the benefits, specifically health coverage for the remaining officers, I do not believe we're going to see one of those people added on to the jail. It's a reality. The county's going to have to find a way to budget and fund the existing requirements of all of our obligations within the Department of Corrections. And despite what all of you may do in your desire to give the department that additional staffing, I don't think the county is going to be in a position to be able to do that, even with their support as well.
Representative, at issue is the comment that without full health insurance premium benefits as has existed last year, that the positions will do you no good, and it's to that statement that I would like you to respond.
I think the response that I had heard from previous meetings was that if that funding isn't there for the existing staff, then when that bottom line dollar amount gets voted on at the jail, with the positions included in it, that money will first.
Perhaps, sir, but that's not your decision, right?
That's not my decision. I
Right, so
started
what
off with
I'm
that.
trying to get you to respond to is your comments. I don't believe you ever made a comment that the positions would do you no good.
Oh, the positions absolutely are vital. I don't know how else to explain it. The positions certainly are. I just don't know how to tell you without funding the department in total, how that's going to work. I'm sorry.
Thank you. In our prior motion, we did level fund health insurance to what was paid out last year, right down to the dollar. So, all right, wait a minute, Representative Field, and then you had your hand
Well, I was
raised.
just going to ask Mr. Ward if he was happy with you two, but without the benefits, I guess you wouldn't be then.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
We would have to add the benefits then, apparently is what you're saying. So in the motion to give you two people,
Yes.
we would have to add to the motion with benefits.
The problem, Representative, is that we're not talking about the benefits specifically for those 1, 2, or 3 individuals. We're talking about the benefits, the contractual obligations
Right.
for all of them.
Well, that's what I'm trying to refer
Yes,
to.
sir, that's correct.
I just really have a short comment. I don't understand. I really am at a loss to understand how people at this table think that they can spend the money for the county because they can't. If you would like to spend and have an influence on how money is spent at the county level, there's some elections coming up and you should run for a county commissioner. Because those people have the authority to spend the money and what they want to spend it on. All we have is the authority to set the amount that they have to spend. So anybody at this table that thinks they're going to influence those seats is probably wrong. Because if you had any influence with those seats right there, the County Register of Deeds legal funds would have already been paid. And they're not, so you can take your influence and put it in your pocket.
Thank you. Yes.
Madam Chair, one question. On the vote that was just taken to authorize the dollar amount for health insurance costs, if those positions become voted on, 1, 2, or 3, will the additional health insurance costs for those positions be added to the dollar amount that was just voted on, or were those included?
Because there are some vacancies in other departments, it should cover that. Yes.
We can't manage the 1 or 2 spaces. We've been asking for information since December, specifically, at least 7 times, and the request has been, how many people by department are on single-pay health insurance? How many are on double, 2-person? How many are in family by department? We have not got that information. The best we've got, and this had to be corrected, is that last year there were 170 full-time personnel. This year there were 169 full-time. Last year there were 46 part-time, and this year there are 99. I don't think that's accurate, but it's a correction when we pointed out the first submission this was inaccurate. I don't think the sheriff goes from 2 part-time to 28. But the point is, this is all we've got. That's why I really like Representative Burchell's motion. We will give a pot of money that gets distributed by the commissioners for health care. And that's going to come back. If we're going to do it, we just use what went to that department last year. But we don't know within departments, who's gone from single to family plan, or who's doesn't have any, who's getting the, who's maybe not taking health care because and they're getting a bonus because their spouse has it. Those things we're not privy to, and all we're privy to is total. And that's what the motion is, and I think that's appropriate. So as far as those two, if they go in full-time, they're gonna be part of the union, and they would be covered the same way any other full-time is. But that's up to the commissioners.
Any additional discussion? Okay. When we make this vote, I hope that the commissioners are hearing loud and clear, and I understand we only have one commissioner here, that it is the desire of this convention to support the positions in the jail to the extent that is possible. And it might be that another department, there appears in the numbers, and that's all we have is the numbers. There's one position that's been unfunded. We are hoping that you will take that, the money that was allocated for that person's health insurance and use it for this position in the jail. And I'm certain that there's other places in there. You can't have the same, not everybody goes all to family, not everybody is going to go from family to single. There's got to be some give and take in there. So we are hoping that the commissioners are hearing us, that how important we, the delegation, find these two positions in the jail. We can't fund three. I hope you are listening.
Phone call.
Okay.
I would like to state that I have the confidence in the commissioners in that to handle this matter. And I will support Representative Comitolis for the two positions. I just want to let you know that I will support it.
Thank you. Roll call has been requested. Would you kindly call the roll?
Virtual,
Yes.
Comtois,
Yes.
Cormier is yes, Fields is yes. Fink,
Yes.
Greenmore,
Yes.
Gulick,
Abstain.
Luther,
Yes?
Raymond,
No.
Sylvia,
Yes.
Tilton,
Yes.
Dabney,
Yes.
Horstman.
Yes.
11 to 1 with one abstention. It
The
passes.
motion being 11 to 1, motion passes. As represented.
First, I'd like to just make a short comment and then a motion. I recognize that our powers and our knowledge to direct real details in the budget are close to nil. And so that's not what we're trying. But we did try early on in this process to just do a global cut. And everybody raised the dickens with that and said, you can't do a global cut, you've got to go look at the details. We looked at the details. To me, we're now saying, by vote, that this is kind of the collective wisdom, if you will, of what the delegation has seen. And they can totally ignore it if they want, but we are telling them our kind of collective wisdom, having witnesses out there. Sometimes it's good to have outside observers. I hope we have been helpful in that. But I struggled for several days over the 1, 2, or 3 people for the corrections. And because of the additional health costs that would be included and the full-time position, I decided a few days ago that I would not support the 3. I would only go to 2. And to that end, I'd now like to make a motion on the restorative justice section. And reasoning that you have to go where the money is, and the money is in personnel, I just simply cannot support the recommendation of the director to upgrade a person to full-time. Might be optimum to do so, but they've been getting by with part-time help, and I don't think this is the time to add a full-time position, which the changes in wages would be trivial, but the changes in healthcare benefits would be substantial. So to that level, I move that we reject the idea of a part-time going to full-time in restorative justice.
Is there a second? That's it.
Could I hear that again? I didn't quite hear what you said. You want to inject a person to what now?
I want.
Steroids.
I move that we decline to fund the additional or the upgrade of a part-time person to a full-time level in restorative justice. That was the request of that department.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Could
No,
we
go
hear,
ahead, Representative Green.
could we hear from the director of that department? Because it seemed to me that the workload was increasing there, and I'm just concerned that by not increasing the part-time to full-time, that we may actually be winding up putting more people in the correction facility, which would be much greater expense.
How much the county should be able to bear as the cost of one particular benefit, the healthcare increases. So that's the only thing that is really in play. Nobody is cutting salaries. Nobody is cutting benefits. We're talking about how we fund the extra that we're going to be seeing.
Thank you, Representative Virgil.
I don't like putting Superintendent Ward on the spot, but I don't see where we got a choice. I think he needs to say that Ms. Gulick, Representative Gulick is correct, or she's not correct.
Representative Ward, I mean...
You're moving up.
That sounds like a demotion to me.
So I'm not sure who wants me to respond.
I think the motion on the floor is...
Has been as the cost of one particular benefit, the healthcare increases. So that's the only thing that is really in play. Nobody is cutting salaries. Nobody is cutting benefits. We're talking about how we fund.
Crop TV.